Well, it is now technically fall, and that means we are getting close to the end of monsoon season. And while the rain is a welcome sight for many New Mexicans, for others it can be incredibly stressful with the constant fear of flooding.
Now is the time for communities rocked by fires and floods to build toward a more resilient future. But state leaders have expressed frustration with the lack of progress. So much so, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham descended on Las Vegas to put pressure on local governments in northern New Mexico during a town hall earlier this year. And while she praised communities like Ruidoso for acting so quickly and leveraging relief dollars, she's cranking up the heat on county commissioners just not getting the job done.
Our 4 investigator Ryan Laughlin has why some communities keep falling victim to the disaster cycle.
The flowers in the valley just north of Mora are buzzing with life. But the storms building above the mountains burned by our state's largest wildfire are threatening the way of life here.
I'm very upset. Enough is enough.
Kenny Zamora knows how this land supports families. And lately, that support is washing away.
We've had to sell all our livestock. We're unable to harvest our hay. We're unable to get into the property. If you can notice, we don't even have access.
On this day, 3 years after the fire, he's not surprised to see the flash flood warning appear on his phone.
This is the 29th time this property has flooded. First time the culverts have ever been blown out.
Highway 434 completely washed out.
This highway was built in the 70s and was not built for that much water.
Mora County's failures can be seen clearly right here. This is 434, and water is flowing right over the road just a day later after getting it reopened. And with more water in that canyon, this problem is going to persist for a long time.
Guys, let's back up. Let's back up.
The latest emergency flooding created a firestorm at the county commission meeting.
If you're going to be waiting on a list, you ain't going to get it.
There's a whole lot of emotions going on right now.
That voice
If you don't get out and start work immediately, the community suffers.
is New Mexico Secretary of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, Ali Rye. She's made disaster relief her career.
We need to be putting back in things that are making those communities more resilient. That takes coordination, that takes conversation, and that takes a little bit of trust between us and them for them to understand that we're leading them on the right path, and sometimes they just got to do the work.
That has not happened in Mora County yet.
Correct.
Emails 4 Investigates dug up show Secretary Rye expressed significant concerns with the lack of progress Mora County commissioners were making nearly a year ago, pointing to $37 million of proposed infrastructure projects tied to state emergency funding, which is now the subject of a state audit.
What do we have to say to the state auditor and the idea that there's missing money here?
There was never money missing. There was 2 disgruntled employees that became whistleblowers and went to the state auditor, and the state auditor believed them.
The state auditor says the investigation is ongoing, but Mora County Commissioner Chair George Trujillo says he knows his constituents are frustrated.
I'm tired of making promises to the people and they don't happen. I go out on county roads and they don't wave at me like they used to. Now they wave with their finger, and I don't blame them.
You're also their elected representative right now.
Yes.
What do you tell them as far as when we can hold you accountable for getting this stuff done?
Before my term's over.
That's by the end of 2026. And the speed of progress is critical now because Mora County has no mayor or city council. It is on 3 commissioners to use state money and take advantage of federal reimbursement before someone takes the money off the table.
If someone says you've been sitting on millions of dollars for years now and you haven't progressed, why do you need the money? That's going to be the thought process.
I do still see the beauty in it.
Back in the valley, half measures are not working.
Every time we do, we take 3 steps forward and 5 steps back.
His concern is not only for tomorrow.
I have put it in trust for my son and my grandchildren, future generations, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to benefit from it.
It's for a way of life now stuck in a disaster cycle.
And we have 4 investigator Ryan Laughlin with us tonight. So Ryan, the state auditor says Mora County commissioners missed a deadline to hire an independent accountant for this audit. How big of a deal is that?
It's probably small in the scope of things. I saw some back and forth. They've extended the deadline. The auditor and the county, they're playing nice right now. They got till September 25th to make sure everything's locked and loaded as when it's concerning the audit. Now, we're still investigating what happened with the Mora County manager resigning. They said that's really why they didn't get this done in time. The county commission chair, George Trujillo, who you heard from, says they're starting to hire engineers and hydrologists to start this resiliency work related to that state money. Yeah. That's a really important part of this, but the bottom line is the longer that they take to get these projects going, the longer the community suffers. They really need this resiliency work like yesterday.
And we heard the commission chair there say that he's promising results before the end of his term is up, but is that too long of a wait? I mean, they've waited so long already.
This is a really important part of the problem. FEMA reimbursement money is supposed to come from a different pot of money. There's the Calf Canyon Hermit's Peak Claims Office. That's the $5 billion that's supposed to go to real people, victims of this fire. There's this other program called FEMA Public Assistance. This money is meant to go to governments for disaster cleanup, for building resilience infrastructure, which is badly needed and missing in many New Mexico communities. But here's the rub. This is straight from the Congress website. This outlines what the feds want. You can see after an emergency declaration, they want work like debris removal done. And then 6 months out, past that point, they want to see some of the more permanent projects taking off. And then after that, they want 18 months after a disaster is declared, they want these projects to be done, like bridges we talked about that would prevent 434 from washing out. Tessa, do you know how many months it's been since this disaster?
I mean, at least 3 years, right?
Yeah, so we're 40 months, a little more than 40 months after the fire here.
Wow.
FEMA Public Assistance want these things done in 18 months.
So that's since the start of the fire. We're talking about the 40 months. But we had another disaster declaration signed off by the governor because of the subsequent flooding that keeps coming because of the burn scar being there.
Yeah, the irony here is the disaster cycle might actually save us here. It was Director Rye said that because this disaster cycle keeps happening again and again, it might not be too late, but there needs to be a greater sense of urgency from contractors and the county to hire these contractors to get them work before it's too late and somebody takes all this reimbursement money off the table.
So is anybody moving quickly? Does anyone have a sense of urgency?
There are some big changes with Mora County's neighbor. Check this out. We went to Las Vegas. There were similar frustrations with the city of Las Vegas regarding the lack of progress with their old, outdated water treatment plant. That has been hammered by debris flow and dirty water coming off the burn scars. They think they're in the fast lane now to better protect water and to deliver clean water in the future there. That's going to be the focus of our next 4 Investigates. We're working on that one right now. Going to have it ready for the night beat on Thursday.
And we've seen it be possible, like what we saw in Ruidoso. So there's ability to move quicker here. Ryan, thanks so much. We'll see the next installment Thursday.